All right, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but the internet is exploding. There's insane beef popping off between Machine Gun Kelly, G Eazy, and Eminem, primarily. I did a little research. I looked back a little bit, but before we get into that, I do want to just say head on over to nojumper.com. Get yourself a kendama. Eminem, if you're watching this, $36. I know you want one. Nojumper.com. Head on over. Get a kendama. Get a T-shirt. This is a No Jumper T-shirt, but it's out of print. It was a collab we did, super radical. So get this shirt. Nojumper.com. Thank you. Anyway, let's dig into this beef because basically what happened. Eminem on his album Kamikaze that just came out. Which, by the way, nobody's gonna expect me to say this, but I fucking love this album. Like, I really, really like this Eminem album. I know normally people think that I'm not gonna like anything that's like lyrical or, by someone over the age of like 28, never mind 45. But I do. I like it a lot. I think it's probably the best Eminem album I've heard since like, way back, like 10 years or something. Anyway, but he had some bars. Well, he had bars for pretty much everybody. But he definitely had some bars for MGK, which I thought was really, really interesting. I've always sort of known about MGK, but never really got that into listening to him. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And it's kind of weird because we have like mutual friends and everything now. But I'm going to be honest, back, when was it? I don't know, maybe 2011 or whatever when MGK came out. I remember my friend Catfish, who is from Ohio. Catfish played me a song from MGK. And I like one song, and I was just like, "This shit's corny. I don't want to hear this. Turn this off." And then I never listened to him since. So my apologies to MGK because it's like sometimes now in this position I'm in the music industry, I just sort of realize like, fuck, there's a lot of people that I've just never even given a chance, and I don't even know if they're good or not. I'm sure MGK, if he's watching this, he's probably thinking like, "Yes, there's a lot of people who've never given me a chance." That probably is accurate, but. I did just listen to this Eminem diss that he did, and it sounded pretty good. So maybe I need to spend some time reviewing the MGK catalog. Anyway, my snap judgment back in the day was that I didn't like him, and I've sort of just been stuck with that, which is fine for an average fan. But for a person who's actually working in rap media, I think you owe artists a little bit more. And I'm talking to myself. So MGK deep dive coming soon. Listening to every album. I don't know. But anyway, what set Eminem off, and I'd always heard about this, was that apparently MGK tweeted back in the day, the tweet is right next to my head, he tweeted about how Eminem's daughter, Haley, who he wrote all the songs about back in the day, was hot. And that pissed Eminem off, and apparently that set forth like a series of events in which MGK feels like he was kind of blackballed from the industry and everything. So I went back and I found this tweet that started everything off, and now let us read it. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have been reading this for the past 2 minutes. Okay, so I just saw a picture of Eminem's daughter, and I have to say she is hot as fuck in the most respectful way possible, because M is king. Now, what's interesting about this tweet, all right, I mean, we could take a look. Look, I have Eminem's daughter pulled up here. He probably won't like this too much, but this is Eminem's daughter right now. She has 1 million followers. Her photos get 150,000 likes. And let's be honest, despite whatever baggage her upbringing might have left her with, she is an attractive woman. There's no denying this. Eminem, I'm sorry. I love you and everything. I've been a big fan since I was a kid, except for like the past 10 years. But there's just no denying it. Your daughter's attractive. I mean, at some point, you're just going to have to admit that. If I have a daughter and she comes out, I think she might Facetune as well. Let's just throw that out there. And she definitely drinks Starbucks. At some point, you just have to kind of accept that, your daughter is good looking and like, that's weird because that's like the one kind of woman on earth, that one section of feminine energy on earth that you really don't want to have to acknowledge is attractive, your daughter. But Eminem, here's the thing, she's 22, so you got to admit it now. Now, here's the problem. The problem is, look at this. Official age, 22 years old. Okay? Go back to this tweet. May 2012. Now, let me be clear. It is 2018. As I'm saying this, this tweet was written just over 6 years ago. So basically, that makes it weird. That makes it pretty weird that MGK said this about M's daughter when she was 16. I'm gonna be honest, that is strange. Like, as a public figure, as a rapper, you probably do not want to be saying that a 16-year-old is attractive, even if it seems to be true, even if you're thinking in your head, she's a very pretty girl, whatever. You don't want to say that. That's weird. People aren't going to take that well. So don't say that. But I can kind of understand how Eminem was pissed off about this. Actually, yeah, I can definitely understand he was pissed off about it because despite the fact that MGK phrased this in about the most suck up way possible, as a white rapper should when he's acknowledging the work of Eminem. But, he said, I'm saying this in the most respectful way possible because Eminem is the king. I mean, how disrespectful can it really be when you're calling him the king? Whatever. I mean, I guess the one thing that you could probably do to negate the fact that he called you the king is to also call his 16-year-old daughter hot. So yeah, I guess I can understand why Eminem was pissed off about this. Definitely I can understand. But the question that I really don't understand, why did Eminem wait till 2018 to diss MGK on a record for something that, was said 6 years ago? Why? Why would he wait that long? It seems kind of strange, sort of out of the ordinary. Now, here's the thing about it is that Eminem comes sort of on the heels of G Eazy. G Eazy just dissed MGK, but to be fair, I believe MGK started things off by dissing G Eazy first. Now, apparently, they both have history with Halsey. I did not know this about MGK, but G Eazy is currently in a state of dating and then breaking up and then continuing to date Halsey. MGK sort of came out and said, I fucked her and you want to be me and blah, blah, blah. So he just recently dissed them. And then Eminem sort of like jumps on this train too, which is interesting. And almost, I'm not one for conspiracy theories within the music industry, but if you were, say you're MGK and Eminem and say that you decide that you want to patch things up because there was not like a really great reason for you to have beef in the first place. What better way to patch up a beef than to first like publicly beef about it? Could this be a setup? I don't know. The more I looked into it, the more I started to think like, I don't know about this. But anyway, so you can kind of understand why, MGK is upset because he feels like he's had his career sort of dragged down by Eminem hating on him all these years, which I'll get into when I show the lyrics to his new song, Rap Devil. But I also, I looked up this because in the Eminem diss on Kamikaze where he sort of takes aim at MGK, he says something about like, you won't need a Tech 9. Next time you mention, yeah. He says, well, actually, no, they didn't put it here. But this is the old one. This is MGK raps. This is the first time that he apparently dissed Eminem in a song. To remind y'all, you just rap and not God. I don't care who got bars. Now, obviously, this is a reference to Eminem, who had a very popular song called Rap God. And then apparently MGK also referenced Dr. Dre. It's only one option. You gonna need a doctor, and I ain't talking about one from Compton. Whew. And then in a new interview, Tech 9 said, I don't know if there's a hidden message in there for any of the rappers, but I have a hunch that MGK might be talking about somebody. Okay. So MGK has sort of taken aim. Oh, and this was back in March. Oh, okay. So this is kind of why it might be more topical for Eminem to take aim at MGK right now, is because it was just back in March that he had some words for Eminem on a track. I don't know if Eminem would have necessarily caught it previously, but Eminem's probably a Tech 9 fan enough that, MGK doing a song with Tech 9 sort of appealed to him. Is Machine Gun Kelly being blackballed because of Eminem's tweet? I mean, that's kind of like a hard question to answer. Because when you think about it, it's like a big part of what MGK is claiming that Eminem did to sort of blackball him from the game. He's saying like, he's not allowed on Shade 45. He's not allowed to do an interview with Sway because Eminem said so. Here's the thing about that. You definitely, as a rapper, do not need to go on Shade 45. Like, no, that's not a diss to Shade 45. Perfectly good, Sirius station or whatever. Good brand name, all that stuff. You don't have to go on Shade 45. You can, and it's certainly probably a good look, but you don't have to. I don't really think, I can actually think of probably a lot of rappers, maybe even most rappers that have not been on Shade 45, and it's totally fine. Worldstar just posted this tweet that MGK had. I'm standing up for not just myself, but my generation. I'm doing the same shit you did back in your day. Life is still real on my side, and I had to take time from the grind to defend myself from someone I called an idol. Love Rap devil. Remember when I said that I thought that MGK was corny the first time I heard him? Him signing this Love Rap Devil, that kind of reinstates and reinforces the belief that I previously had. No offense, it's not a personal attack or anything. But I don't know, man. There's something about that. Anyway, I want to take a look at the lyrics on this new MGK diss song about Eminem. Which, by the way, do you notice he got a fucking beat from Ronnie J? Of course he did. Of course he had to go and get some hard tracks. I don't actually know, and this is one thing, like my friend Marissa Mendez, I've seen her on the timeline. People are calling MGK a loser and everything, and she was defending him and just being like, no, he's got this going on, he's got this going on, he's actually fucking tight. I didn't know about any other things that she was talking about when she said, like, you know, how good his career is going. I don't know. And that's the unfortunate thing about the world that we live in, is that you have somebody like MGK who presumably is doing his thing, but he doesn't necessarily court a bunch of attention from like the sort of mainstream hip hop world. But then again, I don't even know what kind of numbers he's doing or anything. So who knows? And maybe, you know, again, the Eminem thing, maybe he really has been effectively blackballing him. But look at how MGK begins this verse. Hey, somebody grab him some clippers. His fucking beard is weird. When I first read this, I'm like, are you serious? Though, because I'll be honest, I read along to the lyrics before I even actually listened to the song. I was like reading ahead before the verse started. His beard is weird, but then look at the translation. It's like maybe he's just super deep Eminem fan. Because remember, back in the day, 2002, I remember this lyric, till we grow beards, get weird and disappear. So MGK's saying, you know, you actually are at that point in your life right now. You have a beard and you're weird. Tough talk from a rapper paying millions for security a year. I mean, if Eminem wasn't paying millions for security a year, I would be concerned. Like, clearly, like, probably a couple million is what Eminem should be paying in security. But the thing is like, does Eminem leave the house? Because I don't know, like, how often do you really see footage of Eminem leaving the crib or like doing anything in public? Like, you just don't see a clip of Eminem walking down Rodeo. It just doesn't happen. If he did, he would probably have to spend more on security because he's like way too famous to be doing that kind of shit. But, you know, Eminem is not a normal rapper. He's not doing normal shit. Dad's always mad, cooped up in the studio, yelling at the mic. See, he's bringing the Haley thing back into it. If it was me, I'd probably want to leave that out of it. Just leave the daughter thing out. That's what got in trouble in the first place. You're sober and bored. Talking about, I'm going to call up Trick. Man, you sound like a bitch. Man up and handle your shit. Mad about something I said in 2012. It took you 6 years on a surprise album just to come with a diss. Homie, we get it. We know that you're the greatest rapper alive. Fucking dweeb. All you do is read the dictionary and stay inside. This makes me wonder what Eminem really is doing on a daily basis. I don't really know, because he does seem like he probably reads the dictionary a lot and stuff. I've actually heard that about him, that he's just like the notebook god, and he's just got all these notebooks wrapped in just insane combinations of lyrics and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I actually think that's why he's so good, is because he doesn't do any of the normal rapper shit. He just apparently stays in his house. Yeah. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being rich and you still mad. Let's talk about it. Both of us single dads from the Midwest, we can talk about it, or we could get gully. I'll size up your body and put some white chalk around it. Okay, no. You're not going to kill Eminem. And actually, it'd be really fucked up if you did. Should I even keep reading this? I don't know. I don't know. You can go listen to the actual song yourself if you want to really hear what they're talking about in here. But, you know, it's a bunch of 8 Mile puns. I don't know how I would compare this as a diss, because the main thing is that Eminem only gave MGK a couple bars. MGK just gave him a whole damn song. And, you know, will it matter? I don't know. I feel kind of like I need to know more about MGK and where he's at. I want to know more about the G Eazy beef. I feel like it's going to be a really interesting couple of days. I got to get this video out ASAP, because this shit's just going to keep getting more and more interesting. Anyway, shout out to everybody out there. Hopefully you enjoyed this little roundup of the whole situation. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the description. MGK, G Eazy, or Eminem. I'm just going to... These are all rappers I've sort of hated on in the past. But now when I think about it, I'm like, you know what? Should I hate them or hate on them? Should I hate on them just because they're white? Is that fair? Is it just, am I being overly critical of white rappers because I see a part of myself in them? For the record, I've never rapped, so I don't get to be included in this. If I even had one verse out there that people could tear apart, it would be tough. NoJumper.com, get yourself a t-shirt. Eminem, I see you. Come in, do this interview. We'll talk. Peace.